Monday, September 15th. Could you please call the roll?
Alder Bernstein?
Here.
Alder Rademacher? Here. Alder Holmquist?
Here.
Alder Wood?
Here.
Alder DePuga?
Here.
Alder Kuko? Here. Mayor Moore?
Here. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from September 2nd?
Motion to approve. Second.
I have a second. Any changes, corrections, additions to the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Sorry, gotta get to the proclamation. Under appearances this evening, before I read the proclamation, we do have a number of people here this evening. I'm going to first call up Justice. If you could come up to this mic here and announce your name and address. And during appearances, for everybody, in case some of you haven't been here before, which is pretty typical, you get 3 minutes to say whatever you want to say about whatever topic. And we're here to be intent listeners. We don't respond to questions. We don't provide any answers for anything. We're just, we're here to listen. So don't be offended in any way if we don't dive in, if your statement has something to do with question, or, has questions in it. Okay? Welcome.
Thank you.
So if you could state your name and address again.
Yeah.
Be great.
My name is Justice Gimza. I live at 5217 Monona Drive, apartment number 2. I just recently moved here again. I've been on and off living in Monona, so I was just trying to come here and actually get to know you guys personally a little bit more, just because I've been kind of getting into trying to be a part of the community and stuff like that. But I mean, if you guys don't answer questions, that's perfectly fine. I just wanted to kind of come and say hi, I guess. I'm trying to be here a little bit more often because I've, again, lived in Monona on and off, and I really like the city and want to try and be a part of it.
Okay.
I guess, so you guys don't answer, like, any questions really at all? Like, it's just kind of me making a statement and whatnot?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You can certainly tell us what you're interested in. I mean,
I'm in the trades, so I want to, like, try, like, I have a YouTube channel and stuff, and I'm trying to get as many people that are my age into the trades as possible because I really enjoy it, and it's been like it's been really helpful in my life to get it going in a proper direction and stuff like that.
mm-hmm.
I guess, I don't know if you would have any recommendations on where I should go to try and, just be more of a voice in the community towards younger people. I was homeschooled, so I'm not really in the school system at all. I don't really know anything about that. But yeah, I was just trying to, I guess, get to know the community a little bit.
Just grab my card, man. Happy to set up a time to meet and talk to you, man.
Okay.
I had some questions, but it's not really that big of a deal. This works too, so yeah,
Okay.
that was pretty much off the top. So,
Yeah, and I would add to, Neil just gave you his card. I would also say that they're on the website. There is a
The city
place
website?
on the city website, which is mymonona.com. There's, if you go all the way over where it says "I want to" on the on page, there's a form you can fill out, and you could email us all
Yeah, we have to
collectively, or
answer
the mayor,
questions via email.
right, and be happy to answer any questions, or meet with you, or whatever. All right?
Well, yeah,
Cool.
we'll take more time. So I
Appreciate you
it.
coming in, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. That, I'm going to go to Jim Mampy. Thank you, Jim. Again, 3 minutes. We're here to listen.
I just wanted to step in and ask if
there could be some reconsideration to the split fences that are being added to the Kelly Place water project. I've talked to the other 3 neighbors whose properties adjoin. Spence is here and he'll continue with this, but we feel that the fence is kind of unnecessary. It's a little bit of an eyesore. It'll look odd placed with all 4 houses differently spaced. Along the sides of it, we feel that it's a roughly $35,000 expense that the city doesn't need, in addition to ongoing maintenance. And we feel like it's probably gonna end up being a weed bed. So we don't feel like we need the fence to keep people from walking 2 feet onto our properties. We just feel like it's kind of an unnecessary expense and an eyesore.
Okay, thank you. Spence? Again, when you come up, if you could also tell us, again, your full name and address?
Sure. I'm Spence Cattell. I live at 5509 Midmore Road. Essentially, I've lived there since 1955 because I took it over from my parents. Piece of property that was a proposed road as part of Kelly Place has never been maintained by the city of Monona. They've done nothing for the last 15, 16 years before my parents moved out. I would cut their yard and I would cut that part and keep it cut. I would cut the yard I still have. I watch how the city parks are maintained, how property around the city of Monona is maintained by the city as far as grass cutting goes. It's cut when it has time. I'm not saying the city is, it's wrong, but they just don't have the time or the money to do it right. And if you put those fences up there, I can't take my lawnmower anymore and cut my half of the property. I'd cut a quarter of it. The neighbor across the way would cut the other quarter. Everybody would keep it cut and maintained. We have for the last 15 years. That's not going to change. And besides that, Jim didn't say anything about this, but this is personal. There's a billboard at each end of this thing, and it's the only going to be billboards in the middle of a city in a residential area, and you got these big signs up there saying with a roof over them and saying everything that's going to be done. Why do we have to have all that? I don't understand what that gains other than, oh, we'll tell people that we did this. And yeah, you can put a little sign that says there's a stormwater retention pond here. You don't need a big billboard that shows all the design and all that stuff and the stories. So I guess that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll take, thank you again for coming, Spence and Jim. And I will now go to Adams Outdoor. Andrea?
Yes. Good evening. Thank you for having us. I'm Andrea Hansen. I'm the general manager for Adams Outdoor Wisconsin. And we've been in talks for quite some time about the digital billboard. We are confident that our partnership will be beneficial to all parties. I have a few letters of recommendation, one being from the city of Sun Prairie as well as Middleton, that demonstrates our good partnership with them and the digital billboards that we have with them. I also wanted to just highlight some of the community partnerships that we do. We have a program that actually just went live September 1st for 2026 applications. We accept applications from nonprofits, and what we do is we give them $250,000 of free advertising for an entire year. So if you know of anybody, now is the time to apply. We'd be happy to partner with nonprofits who need the assistance here in Monona, and looking forward to a partnership together.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And then we have Richard as well from.
Also from Adams, yes. I might be the only one from out of state here today. Hi, Richard Zucchino. Thank you, Ms. Mayor. Thank you, members of the board. 2480 Overland Court, East Lansing, Michigan. I am Adams Outdoor Advertising Chief Legal Officer, Vice President of Real Estate, and Vice President of Operations. I do 3 jobs, I get paid for 1, so not your problem, but I'm really just here in support of Andrea and the project here, and we are looking forward to a partnership with Monona, which we partner with so many different communities. We operate in 9 different states. This is one of the things that we really enjoy doing. We really consider ourselves to be members of the communities in which we operate. We have employees that live and work here in, excuse me, Monona, Madison. So again, just here in support. I was here to answer any questions, but since you're asking any, I will cede my time.
Okay.
Thank you.
If you could, sir, just
Sure.
so we're going to go into closed session and discuss it, and they'll come out of closed session. If you two could just stay for that, if any of the alders have any questions, it would be a good time for you, since you're here already, you could answer them then.
Absolutely, that's why I'm here. So we'll stay as long as you need us to.
Thanks.
Great, thanks very much. The last appearance I have here is Dan Brickner. Come on up. Welcome back.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Dan Brinkman from DSI Real Estate Group. Our offices are right down the road at 708 River Place. I'm here tonight just to kind of put a ribbon on the whole project that we've been working on for so long. We're already underway with our demolition, and we're looking forward to getting this 125 units built and get phase 2, start working with you on that.
Great. I'm assuming the same applies for Dan, which is to say we're about to go to closed session, so if you could hang out,
Of course.
that would be great, just in case the council
Thank you.
has questions for you. Thank you. With that, I'm going to go to, we have a proclamation this evening. Proclamation recognizing September 29 to October 5th, 2025 as Week Without Driving. Whereas the Greater Madison Metropolitan Planning Organization is encouraging regional participation in a Week Without Driving, a national challenge to increase awareness and understanding among leaders and the public about how the lack of convenient, safe, and affordable transportation options can affect people's ability to meet basic needs and engage in civic life. And whereas the City of Monona supports alternatives to motor vehicle travel and supports walking, biking, and transit through planning of bike and pedestrian infrastructure, participation in regional transit, and private development design. And whereas the City of Monona recognizes the challenges of mobility of seniors and individuals with disabilities, and whereas the City of Monona recognizes that transportation is an essential need that is fundamental to equitable access to employment, community, recreation, and essential services such as healthcare and food, and whereas an estimated 30% of Wisconsinites and 30 to 40% of Dane County population of all ages are non-drivers, including aging adults, youth, students, low-income individuals, people with physical, mental, or intellectual developmental disabilities, and those who prefer not to drive. And whereas an estimated 19,705 households in Dane County do not have access to a vehicle, and whereas the U.S. Bureau of Transportation Statistics estimated the average cost of owning and operating an automobile in 2024 to be $12,296, and show that this cost has steadily increased since 2017. And whereas the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and the Dane County Climate Action Plan estimate that transportation is responsible for 29% of greenhouse gas emissions in the U.S., and Dane County making transportation an important environmental justice and sustainability concern. And whereas walking, rolling, bicycling, and public transportation help communities thrive socially and economically, ease traffic congestion, benefit health, and promote a cleaner environment. Whereas attempting to go 1 week without driving, is an effective way to experience common barriers faced by non-drivers in our community and to understand ways we can improve our transportation system to better meet the needs of all residents and visitors to the city of Monona. Now therefore, I, Nancy Moore, Mayor of the City of Monona, Dane County, Wisconsin, do hereby declare September 29 to October 5, 2025 as Week Without Driving, and encourage decision makers, workers, businesses, and residents of Monona to join in the Week Without Driving Challenge, prioritizing non-driving options to get to work, school, errands, and social activities in an effort to understand the effects of transportation barriers on non-drivers in our community. Signed in the city of Monona, Dane County, Wisconsin, this 15th day of September 2025, Nancy W. Moore, Mayor. I want to thank Alder Doug Wood for bringing this forward from the MPO and in his work there, and
Yeah, if I could
appreciate
just
it.
add a couple comments. I appreciate you putting this on the agenda and getting it through. Yeah, I think the idea is it's not necessarily to everybody to make a commitment that I'm not going to drive the entire week. It could either be one day or even one trip, or even, I think the first step is sort of, okay, if I'm going to do this, plan a trip to someplace you go often, say the grocery store. And it's really, you can use Google Maps, or you can go to Madison Metro's website. You can find what the public transit routes are and how much, longer it might take you. So some of them actually, trips that I take frequently, I found were pretty convenient by bus. But so yeah, the idea is just to have people experience more what it is like to live without being able to just go out and get in your car and drive somewhere. So they are going to have they're going to be at the Dane County Farmers Market Saturday, September 27th from 2 a.m. to 4 p.m. They'll have a table set up there for more information, or go to the MPO website.
Okay,
That's it.
thank you again for bringing it forward.
Yep.
Terrific. That takes us to public hearing, of which there is none. There is no consent agenda, and that takes us to council action items, unfinished business, G1. 1A, consideration of resolution 25-9-2825, accepting the 2024 financial audit report from the finance director. Is Mark here, or?
Yes,
Oh,
yep.
sorry, come on up, Mark. Recall, we had the auditor here last week. I trust that if you had questions, you probably asked Mark over the course of the week, but do you have any additional comments about it, or does anybody have any additional comments for Mark?
No, but if anybody wants to eventually go through it or something like that, just give me a call and we can go through it. So it's a pretty big book.
Yeah, pretty big book, a lot of detail, yes.
Mayor?
Yes. Rick.
I just want to publicly thank Mark. I did spend an hour with him on Friday along with Alder Kugel, and it was eye-opening, and not only did we talk about all the figures in the audit, but some of the history that led up to some of the TIF districts and other things. So I encourage people to take advantage of Mark. He's he's a good sort, and he
So to speak.
I
and
don't know if I want to take it, man.
exploit that resource because he is a font of information, and it really helped me understand a little bit more how the city's
Good.
financial structures are put together.
Great. Thanks, Rick, and thanks, Rachel, for availing yourself for that. That's great. Anything else?
I move approval.
Okay, I'll take second.
Second.
A second. Any other discussion?
Just
Yeah.
one comment. I think that was probably the cleanest audit that I can ever recall the city getting.
Yeah, it's one of the cleanest ones that we've had so far.
Yep.
So,
Can you
Kudos for
define,
that as well.
can you define clean?
well,
There was
by
no,
the
like,
auditors. definitions.
There's no internal control issues, there's no audit issues or anything like that, so,
So that's a reflection on our procedures.
yeah.
Not only that we have them, but we follow them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That we have them, that we follow them, and actually where they're it also says that where we have had in the past, if things have, recommendations for improvement, if you will, have been brought up in the past, we've acted on them.
Fantastic.
So, right. Okay, great. All those in, this is, yeah, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. That takes us to number 1B, which is convening a closed session under Wisconsin statute section 19-851E, deliberating or negotiating the purchase of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business wherever competitive or bargain reasons require a closed session. 100 River Place LLC Development Agreement and Adams Outdoor Advertising Lease. And I know that Attorney Cole would like to add something to the.
Thank you, Mayor. In accordance with the City of Marinette decision of the Supreme Court, we should also advise the public that the council, if it elects to go into closed session on these matters, would do so in order to provide its negotiating team with guidance and information with regard to the negotiation of these two agreements, and to do so in a forum in which the other parties would not be privy to that direction.
Thank you, Bill. Okay, with that, I would ask the clerk to call the roll. Oh, sorry, I thought I had, can I have a motion to go into closed session?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Could the clerk please call the roll?
Alder Rademacher.
Aye.
Alder Holmquist.
Aye.
Alder Wood.
Aye.
Alder DePolo.
Aye.
Alder Kugel. Aye. Alder Burns.
Aye.
Okay, we're going into closed session. Who is?
Alderwood.
Okay. Okay. We are at G1D, consideration of resolution 25-12769, approving a lease agreement with Adams Outdoor Advertising for placement and operation of a digital billboard at Ahuska Park. This was obviously put forth by the city administrator. Do I have a motion?
I would like to move that we postpone this until our next meeting so that we can get some additional information as to maps and other drawings of the installation of the billboard, such
Okay.
that council can see them.
I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second. Any other discussion? Oh, sorry, there isn't discussion.
There's a motion to postpone, doesn't
Yeah.
matter if it's
It's not
postponed.
debatable, so
Even,
But,
even to postpone,
Okay.
yes.
yeah. So, it's a voice vote?
Correct.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
Okay. Motion is defeated. Do I have a motion for the resolution on the table, that's on the table?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Do I have a second? Okay, any other discussion about this?
Yes.
Yes.
I wanted to mention the contingencies.
Oh, that's what I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
mention,
yes.
so that,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, go
I
ahead.
was gonna ask Bill, because he had the language.
Yes, Bill, well, go ahead, you do it.
Yeah, so the approval would be contingent upon staff receiving and approving of the specific technical specifications, engineering drawings, and location.
Okay. Any other, do you have anything else, Patrick?
No.
Rachel? Anybody else have anything else on this? Okay. This would be, given the size of it, of this contract, it would be a roll call, yes?
so for
It's
financial
not
reasons.
required because it's revenue, not an expenditure, but if that's your desire. you can
Okay.
certainly call.
Yeah, can we do a roll call, please? Lee?
Alder Quist?
Aye.
Alder Wood?
Aye.
Alder Tahula?
Aye.
Alder Kugel? Aye. Alder Bernstein?
No.
Alder Radmacher?
I'm going to abstain.
Okay. Thank you.
Motion passes.
Motion passes. Thank you. That takes us to number 2A, new business. There's only one item here tonight that is up for immediate action. And that, just so, I know that the stars are usually out in the margin, and with a new program, it's no longer there. But number 2A is consideration of resolution 25-9-2929, approving a development agreement between the City of Monona, Monona Community Development Authority, and 100 River Place LLC, put forth by the Community Development Authority. Do I have a motion?
Move to
Oh,
approve.
sorry.
Sorry, this is up for immediate approval?
This is not.
This is just
Oh,
first.
It's not,
this is
my
just first read
bad,
tonight,
my
yep.
bad. I just said it's not up for immediate approval and then jumped into it. So, any further questions for Doug on this business tonight, or for Dan, since he's been kind enough to sit here waiting for us. Does anybody have any questions about the development?
I guess,
Yeah.
have we not had this contract before, at the city council before? I know we've had it obviously at CDA and, but no,
No.
We have not.
not here.
We have not.
We've seen it a lot.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
okay.
You can certainly suspend the rules. if
And we
that's
can
your-
certainly suspend the rules if we feel like there's no reason to hold it over 2 weeks. If we feel like there's no reason to sit on it, somebody could,
I'll move
Put
to,
forth-
I'll move to suspend the rules. Take
Second.
this.
okay, I have a motion to suspend the rules and take it out of order. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed?
No.
No.
Okay, 2 noes. Motion carries. For that, therefore, do I have?
Hang on.
No, you can only have one. No.
Oh, sorry.
It has to be
Yeah, she's right.
Yeah, well, that's right,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. That's a new rule. I've never heard that
Yeah,
before.
You gotta love your clerk. She's like on the go.
But that's because of the
Supermajority.
county rules for the supermajority for
Okay.
that.
So we're not taking it out of order, so I expect this to be back on the agenda
In 2 weeks.
in 2 weeks. Dan, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Number 2B, consideration of ordinance 9-25-795, amending section 18-8 of the Code of Ordinances regarding Landmarks Commission membership, put forth by Mayor Moore. It might have been Mayor Moore and Alder.
I'd be glad
What-
to.
Oh, guys.
take
Do you want to take it?
Sure.
Yeah, do you want to take it, Doug?
Yeah, so basically, the situation is that Landmarks Commission is supposed to have 7 members. We've had 5, so with 2 vacancies for, well, I've only been chair since April. I think it was before that. There's been 2 vacancies for a long time. Now we have recently got a resignation from Commission Member Grice, so we're down to 4, meaning that we would need 100% attendance to make a quorum. So I think it makes sense to reduce the size of the committee. There are the ordinance does have some, I don't know if they're requirements exactly, but preferences for people with experience in the field and knowledge, and I think that's important. So, but if we don't go, we've had trouble making a quorum already, and so I can only imagine that's going to be even more of a challenge going forward if we keep the committee the same size.
And I would just say we've advertised ad nauseum for the committee as well, as we do for other committees, and there just aren't that many people in town that have a particular background or interest in this. Yeah, Rachel?
So is it that no one is applying for the vacancies, or no one with the right experience is applying for them?
It's both.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not high on most people's list of committees that they want to be on. So I don't know that the sort of experience requirement, if you will, or knowledge requirement really has had much impact.
Like, having just gone through the Thomas House vote to make it a landmark, I thought I might be able to shake, there were a few people that came out as a result of that, that I thought I might be able to reach out to some folks and encourage them to apply, but the chances of getting 2 or 3 people is pretty, it's just always been a struggle.
Right. Yeah.
To get people.
We have 3 vacancies right now.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, Brian?
Is this one of the commissions that we would consider appointing someone outside of the city of Monona as a citizen member?
Yeah, we can do that with, we didn't actually say there were some, I think we might have said there was like finance and personnel or something, you couldn't, but basically, we can do that.
In fact, there has been a member of the Landmarks Commission in the past from the Ho-Chunk tribe, Eric Lincoln, was
Right.
on for a while.
Right.
And he lived in DeForest.
Right, and Gene Delcourt was on for a time as well, and he lives in Madison, so.
Mayor, can I just add a quick, and it is actually something in conversations with Alder Wood on this. Actually, we're going to be taking a look at that requirement really across all committees and consider possibly amending that definition to allow for that. If someone has an expertise that's not necessarily a resident, but would contribute to the committee, to be, allow the council to have, the mayor and council to have that ability to make that appointment. So we are going to take a look at that really for across the board on all committees. So that would be coming back, obviously, to this body if we
Yeah.
do that, so.
Yep.
You should, I know it's just first reading, but when it comes back, paragraph A, you have a red line, but the 6 is not lined through. So I think in the red line, the 6 should be lined through and the 4 is underlined.
Yeah, that should be correct,
yeah.
yeah. The change is from 6 to 4 in both those places.
Okay, any other questions about this one before we move on? That takes us to number 2C, consideration of resolution 25-9-2832, approving the expansion of the Monona Tree Program, brought forth by the Sustainability Committee. Doug?
Thank you, Mayor. So yes, I'm presenting this request on behalf of the Sustainability Committee. These materials were prepared by Assistant Planner Thor Jepson just before he left. So I'm standing in, so I'll do my best to share, but it might be a bit of a group effort here with the response. So the tree program was a pilot project in 2024 that really focused on incentivizing the planting of trees on private property. We have a mechanism to do that in right-of-way city property, but it's tougher to do it on private properties. So the pilot program was funded by the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, the Urban Forestry Grant, and that led to the addition of 26 trees throughout the city via this Monona Tree Program. And the request this evening is from the Sustainability Committee, who recommended the renewal and expansion of the program for the years 25 to 26. So the ordering would occur in fall of 25, with the tree planting occurring in 26. The grant itself is a 50-50 cost share grant, and the grant was just under $4,000, so it would have potential of just over $7,800 total. The 50% cost share, the match there would most likely come from private donations. As I understand it, there's costs that are paid there, both to purchase the trees, although they are purchased at a discount, but I think there's also some consultation fees and things like that with city staff, with the city forester who will come out and sort of assist with that as well. So the details there, really this is looking to be sort of a assisted program that would not necessarily be. I believe it's got a zero impact as far as a fiscal impact to the city. But the recommendation here is the expansion of the program and sort of the continuation moving forward as well. Happy to answer any questions as best I can.
May I?
Yeah. Teresa?
Doug, I appreciate that you have had to just sort of speak on behalf of this program that you have not been involved in, and you did a fantastic job. There are a couple points of clarification. The grant runs from January 1st of 2025 to December 31st, so we still are in the grant year. We still are tracking activity that is reimbursable. And the first few months of 2025 were used, as you say, appropriately, accurately. We wanted to, understanding how the cycle of this program works, you order in one year for delivery the next. We wanted to somehow fast track a complete cycle so that we could test every aspect. So we used the Sustainability Committee. When I say we, that's what I'm referring to. So the Sustainability Committee could test an entire season in a very short pilot situation. We didn't advertise a lot. We wanted to see how much advertising would be needed, everything. Worked with parks to create software. Worked with graphic artists on the committee volunteers to create handouts that I shared with everyone in case you're unfamiliar with the program. Created a website, created or to order, the whole thing, right? We still have that grant money. It's just that we, and I say we, I mean Jake, our parks program, our public works leadership, representatives from the sustainability committee, Thor, our outgoing liaison to the committee, we gathered, and among our group, we sort of assessed how that first, ordering to planting cycle went, and decided that it was great and successful, and we would move forward with it. At that time, it was not, we didn't think to bring it to council and have the official stamp of the council to continue that program, which is why we're here tonight, even though the program is now moving into, I guess you would say it's beyond pilot, right, as you have said. So.
Okay.
I would, I'm also, sorry, Nancy, I'm also needing to say that as part of the transition to an official city program, right? This is really more toward procedure. We still haven't met to work out all of the details of what tasks will shift from the Sustainability Committee to the city staff. And including, we haven't really worked out all the details of whether this can truly be cost neutral to the city. Is there some cost that it's still required? We don't know. If yes, it would be minimal, but it's uncertain whether we can, without doubt, say that it would have zero cost. And until we meet, we won't know the answer to that. And so for that reason, I don't know if this is the time to do that, to propose.
Well, we're
Okay.
not taking any votes tonight. This is first read, so.
Okay. But, so I would like to make an amendment to the resolution.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's
Sure.
done at this meeting. Okay. So what I propose that we amend the resolution before you so that the final two paragraphs are amended. The first paragraph, the last phrase, beginning after the comma, the first comma, which says utilizing only private donations, grants, and revenue, I would move to strike the word only. And then in the last paragraph, I would move to strike the last phrase that says, and with the use of no public funds.
And just to clarify, we haven't made the decision to use any public funds, and we may not use public funds.
Exactly. I just want to leave the door open because we just haven't met to have the official meeting with Neil and others about how we truly do transition this program so that it is an ongoing official program of the city. And for any of my colleagues who have not visited this website, please do, just scan the QR code and take a look at it. Alderwood had quite a few questions, which he emailed me today, which are all answered many of them answered on the website.
Okay. Any other questions? Feel free between now and the next meeting to reach out to Doug or just Teresa to ask questions.
So the alder can raise a motion to amend now if she wants, or she can wait until the next meeting.
Oh, I thought that's what I just did.
But
Sorry, I didn't
you said
hear
that
it as a
was your
motion.
thought. Okay.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't hear it as a motion, in which case I'll be happy
Yep.
to, if you made it as a motion, I'm happy to take a second.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a second. I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion?
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're voting to amend what we would consider next time, right?
We don't have to do it tonight, Doug. I understand that is, when you say it that way, it is a little confusing. but that is accurate.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not clear on then, if you take those phrases out, then how much, then I think we need, either way, I think we need a fiscal note next
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
that shows where the money's coming and going and how much staff time it will take to do it. I will say, I think it's great that, they got this program started, but it really does need to be brought completely in-house and sort of normal order of business.
Right.
And I think that's kind of what will achieve.
Doug, I wonder if it would be helpful to you and to anyone seeking more financial information and staff, as part of putting together the grant and writing the grant, the committee volunteers and I sat down and we listed out everything, we need X hours from parks to build a website, we need and we really front-loaded all the work so that this year, when the grant dollars are there, we build the program, we get the plane off the tarmac, and we get it in the air, so that moving forward, theoretically, it would be already flying and wouldn't require a lot of staff time.
Yeah, I
But
think-
there will still be some staff time. Maybe I could
I think
share
actually,
that with you. I don't know if it would help.
Correct.
No, I think it
Director
needs
Pl-
to be in the next
I
package.
say, Director Plowman, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Mr. Jepson actually did provide most of that information, so I think we've got it. That should be easy to put together, Alder. We can have
Yeah.
that for the next meeting, for
Happy
sure.
to- happy to work on that.
Yeah, obviously, it doesn't relate very much to, because the program's going to be very different in year 2 than it was in year 1. So, we have that info. Okay? So again, any questions, go to Doug or Teresa. And we need to vote on the motion since we have a motion on the
Oh,
floor.
we do need to vote.
Or you can withdraw it.
You can withdraw it.
I'll withdraw my emotion.
Okay.
Your emotion.
My motion.
I'll second that motion.
All right, all right, the motion's been withdrawn, that's gonna come up next. 2D, this is the one that started for immediate approval. This is consideration of resolution 25-9-2833, amending the 25 capital budget for the purchase of Lucas 3 device for the fire department from the fire chief. Chief, welcome forward. And this is start for immediate approval because this is all about him using funds from this year that he has left over from this year rather than putting it into the 26 budget. But in order to do that, it needs to be purchased pronto.
And we're down one device, right, Chief?
And we're down one device.
Yeah.
I'll move to suspend the rules.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve? Move approval. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Do you have any questions, Jerry? Would you like to share more about this, Lucas?
Yeah, I will give a very brief history. This council, thank you, approved $675,000 for the purchase of our new engine. Thanks to the exceedingly hard work of my apparatus committee, I make no claim to this. They got the price in at $624,000. That $51,000 was left in the budget for upfitting the truck and for any changes in chassis pricing, which we've seen unfortunately over recent years. We found out just a couple months ago that the chassis price was the same as what they quoted us in 2023. So part of the money that was set aside was no longer needed for this purchase. At the same time, in working with the mayor, knowing our capital budget constraints, we have a Lucas 3 device in the 26 budget and one in the 27 budget. Look to utilize this money that was already borrowed to take care of that. For those that aren't aware, Lucas 3 is an automated CPR device. We carry one on both ambulances. After about 6 minutes of CPR, people start to get tired. So we put them on the automated CPR device and continue working them that way. The one that was on Medic 60, our primary ambulance up until the new ambulance went in service, actually has a broken clip on it. It's used frequently. unfortunately. Repair costs for that are about $3,200 for a new arm. The device is 10 years old. We got a solid price that's good through September 30th, which is why I asked for immediate action on it. Stryker traditionally runs a 10 to 12% price increase year over year. So it saves us about $1,600 by utilizing the money we already have in the budget. So this particular proposal would also zero out the overage on the ambulance purchase of about $3,900 and the slight overage on the PPE replacement account, both of those in the 25 budget. We would move forward about $31,000, which is coming from the apparatus committee, what they actually need to upfit the vehicle. So it tidies everything up and allows us to pull something off of the borrowing for next year and put it into service in replacement of the broken one. They are giving us $5,500 in trade-in on the broken one. So that's what I have before you.
Great. So we have a motion on the floor. Any questions for Jerry? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you,
Much
sir.
appreciated. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for hanging out all night.
Yeah, that's right. You know, it wasn't bad. We had some good company here, so.
Okay. Excuse me, that takes me to reports of committees, commissions, boards, mayor, city administrator, city attorney, department managers, sustainability efforts, and diversity, equity, inclusion efforts. I'm going to start with Jerry. Do you have anything else you want to say before we
let you go?
Staff, before you go?
No, actually, if anybody ever has any questions on the reports, please reach out. I do try and tailor them to specific requests, so if somebody has some specific information, just let me know. I'm happy to tailor it and provide whatever information you're looking for. So.
Okay, thank you. Rick? Yeah.
In terms of DEI, I'm going to be making a presentation about racial covenants at the Rotary lunch this Wednesday. Just thought I'd share that with you.
Great. Great. Yeah, and I wanted to let you know that we Neil and I have talked about, we just need to figure out dates.
Okay.
And with the space and with the county.
Yeah, I know, it's a lot of juggling.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's
Yeah.
happy to do it though.
Yeah.
It's a good program, so.
And just, yeah, and in the interest of, given that we were tied up considerably tonight, in the interest of time, if we could kind of keep the reports tight, that would be great. Teresa?
Sure. Regarding the city's DEIB efforts, I just want to let folks know, if you don't already, that starting today and then through October 15th is National Hispanic Heritage Month, which is observed each year and recognizes the contributions and influences of Hispanic culture on our society. As far as committee reports go, transit, we did not meet this week. We moved it back a week, and we'll be looking at ridership data as always. Community media, we approved our operating budget, and we also did so with a cut that some of you, if you're listening, you may want to know about. More will be coming in the future, but there is a phone app called the Monona Go app, and the decision of the committee was to allow that app to sort of reach its end of life without renewal. A little cost savings to the city, and also it's just the statistics on use just weren't where they needed to be. Regardless, it wasn't for a lack of trying. The committee advertised the heck out of it, and I think there was a big rush in the beginning, and it just sort of faded out. And then with sustainability, we obviously we talked about the Monona Tree Program transitioning to the city and the hopes for that. We also looked at some energy use statistics, and there's quite a lot of discussion on the committee, just some about meeting our city's goals for renewable energy. There was a past goal called 25 by 25, 25% renewable energy by the year 2025. And we were on track to exceed that. But recently some panels have come off the Public Works Garage and the library, which puts our numbers below that. The big conversation of the night was when we realized that we are now at 22%, and 20 of that 22% is counted as a renewable energy credit from MGE. It's not wrong to include that, but basically what that means is because MGE's portfolio consists of 20% renewables, all of us have 20% renewable energy in our homes if we buy from MGE, which means the city does also, which means the city is only producing 2% of its own electricity. It's not wrong to count those recs. It was just a statement of understanding and fact and to get a baseline of where we're at.
And
So,
we're at 22%.
we're at 22.
Because the clean energy resolution very clearly states the RECs are included and other sources are included.
Yeah, no,
So, yeah,
again, it's not
yeah.
a criticism. It's
Yeah.
just an understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else? Brian?
ZBA is canceled for Thursday. CBA next Tuesday.
Okay. Rachel?
I don't know.
Okay. Patrick?
Parks met last week, and we approved the budgets
Mm-hmm.
that'll be coming to council. In addition to that, I just wanted to mention the 2025 Monona K-9 golf outing that's coming up on September 21st, 2025. Just to reiterate that our K-9 program doesn't use any city money to take care of the dog, et cetera, so it's all fun. We rely on the community to contribute to the care and implementation of our K-9 officer. So that's at Lake Windsor Country Club, and information can be found on the Monona Police Department's Facebook page.
If we don't play golf, could we just go and like throw golf balls for the dog or something? I don't know.
I think so. Yeah,
Do we
Chief
get to
mentioned
go-
that if you don't golf, you can still go, and then you can hang out with him and watch the Packer game.
Okay.
Do we get to golf? Patrick, do we golf with our dog? Is that how that works?
No,
So-
no, I don't golf either, so I plan on going and
It's
watching.
not a bad idea, though.
That's a good idea, yeah.
I mean, it would make the game would be really, really long. If your dog was there, or any dog. Yes.
Yeah. Doug?
No report.
Attorney Cole?
No report.
Aline?
No report.
Neil?
I'm going to stay with the trend and say no report. So, if anyone has any questions, please let me know.
Okay. I just have two very quick things. First of all, I want to give a shout out and extend gratitude to those of you that were in attendance at the celebration on the shore for San Damiano. It was a fantastic event. And there were over 200 people in attendance. And we had a beautiful night to showcase the property and to generate a lot of funds. So I just want to thank everybody in the community that was involved in that, and that participated in any way, shape, or form. And then also just wanted to mention that I recently attended the DCC VA meeting. That's Dane County Cities and Villages Association meeting that happens, and it was out in Windsor. And at that meeting, Clean Lakes Alliance was there, Paul Love was there, and they reviewed what was an economic study of the value, the actual dollar value of the lakes to the area, as part of making their case. And they put together a terrific summary report, which I trust, this is an executive summary, I trust it's on their website. I will look and see if it is on the website, and if it's not, I will make sure that you guys get copies one way or another, because it's pretty amazing how many millions of people rely on the lakes and use the lakes and stand by, count on the lakes. And this is the first time they've actually quantified economically, using some pretty tried and true methods for measuring such things. So, that I would be, there are no appointments, and I would be happy to take a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.